If you want to make more money through Upwork and you want to close more deals, then you have to figure out a way to separate yourself from the other competitors that are in your niche on the platform of Upwork. And so in this video, I'm going to give you a few tactics that I truly believe not a lot of people talk about, not a lot of people even consider, but they will have a massive impact on your success on Upwork. So tactic number one is your profile is not a resume. Your profile is a sales page, and it should be structured as such. And there's a very thin line between having your Upwork profile look like a sales page and having your Upwork profile look like a resume. And I'll show you one clear way of distinguishing between the two. And so here's an example of somebody who offers development services through Upwork, who's very successful on the platform, has made over $1 million in earnings. And the one thing I wanted to show you about this is this opener. So when I refresh this page, there's only so much you can see from the profile description before you click more. And this opening line is a sales offer. So when you go to any sales funnel, for example, take mine, the opening line is, we guarantee 15 clients in the next 90 days with our done-for-you Upwork acquisition system. This is a very powerful opening hook. And this is exactly what Wassim has done on his Upwork account. So you can see it starts off with, you're looking at top 1%, expert artificial intelligence AI developer. I build your MVP in less than 2 weeks. This is a statement that I guarantee brought in a lot of interest and a lot of responses, because it's structured as a sales funnel, not just a resume. Now, obviously, he goes on and talks about his experience, which is important, and the skills he has, especially in the space. You have to do this, but you want to make sure that the first thing that they see is something that is going to trigger their emotion, and their emotion is, what do they want? And can this person do it for me? Wassim is claiming he can do an MVP in 2 weeks. And so that is a sales tactic. He structured it this way so it doesn't come across as simply a resume. The second thing is Upwork rewards specialist, not generalist. Now, if you're somebody who runs an agency who offers digital marketing, software development, web design, all gathered together, and I've met a lot of people that do that, they have multiple services underneath their agency, and they have multiple services that they offer as a freelancer. You don't want to make your profile a jack of all trades, saying we offer web development, SEO, digital marketing, paid Facebook ads, YouTube ads. It becomes overly generalized to the point where none of these people looking for any of these services are going to want to work with you. They would always rather work with someone whose profile is fully structured around the core skill that they want. For example, if I'm looking for Facebook ads because I want more sales for my e-commerce brand, I go to Upwork, I post the contract saying I need a Facebook advertising specialist. Let's pretend 2 applicants apply. One of them, their profile says that they offer Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, email marketing, SEO. They're a digital marketing specialist. And the other profile is somebody who only does Facebook ads. Their whole profile is structured as a sales page, not a resume, of this person having achieved a lot with just Facebook ads. I'm obviously going to go with the latter option. And that's because this person's a specialist in exactly what I need. Now, if you offer multiple services, that's great, right? But your profile should be centered around one thing, and that one thing will bring clients in, and then you can upsell them on your other services. So this second option, this person, when he signs clients, he can, after a month or two, after having developed a relationship with a client, he can upsell them on Google ads. He can upsell them on YouTube ads, whatever it is. And that is a way for him to make more money off the same client. But the profile has to be specialized if you want a good response rate and you want a good close rate. The third tactic I want to share with you is the algorithm loves consistency. If you want to find success on Upwork, you have to bid every single day. If you're bidding in bulk and then waiting a few days before you bid again, it's going to be so much harder for you to find any success on the platform. You're better off deciding on a number, whether that number is 2, 3, or 30 contracts a day. You bid that many times every single day on the platform. So pick your number. When I first started on Upwork, my very, very first week, I decided I'm going to bid on 10 contracts every day. And then eventually I improved that. I did 15 and then 20, and then I did personalized cover letters and Loom videos. And then you begin to rank on the platform, and Upwork favors you. And this is something that not a lot of people speak about. Consistency is key to be favored by the algorithm on Upwork. The fourth tactic I want to talk about is personalization. Personalization is king on Upwork, especially now. Maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, you can get away with the same generic cover letter. You don't have to change a single thing and you can get a lot of responses. But now Upwork is becoming more competitive. And so if you're not personalizing your outreach, if you're not writing custom messaging or using personalized Loom videos, as part of your cover letter, as part of your outreach on Upwork, you're going to find it very difficult to compete with the people that are. So just include a 30-second Loom video inside of your cover letter. That Loom video, you can either record it specifically for that job, or you can record one nice Loom video introducing yourself, talking about your experience, and just include it in every single cover letter when you apply. That way, the client gets to see how you speak, how you come across, and gets to hear about your experience before you even have a call with them, which is very powerful. This is something that I did myself, and I can tell you that you'll get a lot of responses of people that appreciate the fact that you sent them a Loom video. So definitely take advantage of that as a tactic. The fifth and final tactic I want to talk to you about today is that the money is in the follow-up. Most calls that you have through Upwork, if you're selling a high-ticket service like I did, and your product isn't cheap, most people aren't going to decide to pay you there and then by the end of the call. Everyone you speak to is likely going to have some objection at the end of the call, whether it's, I need to review my finances, I need to speak to my business partner, my wife, my dog, whatever it is. They will always find an excuse not to pay you there and then on the call. And that's fine. But what I advise for you to do in response is to always ask them for a deadline. So for example, I would always say, that's absolutely fine. I know you need to think about it. It's a big decision. Could you just give me an estimated date so I know by that date, you'll know whether you're proceeding with me or not? That's just for me to be able to manage my own schedule. I need to know whether this is a project that I need to factor into my timetable. And most people understand that. And they'll always say in response, sure. I mean, give me until Monday, give me until Tuesday, give me another week. And that's fine. You need to then put that in your calendar or your lead list and ensure that you chase up with them. Ensure that you chase up with them. It's very important. That is going to massively increase your close rate. And if you're not doing that, I assure you, you're leaving money on the table, especially if your services on Upwork are worth more than $400 or $500. Now, I want to give you one last bonus tip before I end this video. And the bonus tip is the real money. The real money on Upwork is really not in just doing the most amount of proposals or closing the most deals. The real money is in systemizing and productizing your service. And let me explain what I mean by that. If you're offering Facebook advertising services and you're freelancing and every client you close, you have to allocate a lot of time to deliver the service, well, then you have a capacity. Even if you bid as much contracts as you can do and you get as many clients as you can get, you're always going to have a capacity on how much you can take. And the more clients you get, the more work you get. So eventually, if you're making good money, you're overworking. And so the real money in this industry, in service-based industries, in my opinion, whether you're a freelancer right now or an agency owner, is to systemize and productize your service. So when I started, I would do the Facebook ads myself for all of my clients, but then I started to hire media buyers. I started to find a team that could deliver the service for me. And this gave me all of my time back, but allowed me to still make a good amount of money. And so the real growth, the real scalability of what you should be striving for is to systemize and productize your service. Now, some of you watching this, it may be too soon for you to consider this. You're starting out, you need to freelance, you need to, allocate time for each client, and that's fine. But just know that this is a stepping stone. If you want scalability, it's a stepping stone into productizing your service and systemizing a team that can deliver it for you so that you don't have to spend a huge amount of time every time you get a new client. That is the ultimate end goal, and that is way more scalable than freelancing or doing the service yourself on behalf of the clients. Now, I hope you guys found this video useful. I make this content just to help as many people as I can grow through Upwork. If you have any questions about anything I've gone through in this video, feel free to comment it down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.